Well, the sixth grade boys have got to be appealing to the ladies, except for the fact is we're morons. And the girls are way more mature than us, and we think, I smell nice. Yeah. I'll be clubbing the women off. And you go, nope, you're still an idiot.
Not how that works, because
No.
you're still dumb.
You're still dumb. The axe,
And you actually don't smell good.
yeah, the axe is not saving your game.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not the difference maker for you. You go, I was almost there. Little axe, I'm there. 100% now.
Little gang of sixth graders, the original axe murderers.
Oh, man, it was rough. Yeah. Wet dog and axe. That's a smell you want together.
Yeah.
Yeah, at home, after you give your dog a bath, just spray him down with axe, and that's what it's like to be in a sixth grade bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are watching the Beyond Sunday podcast.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so we're ready. All right, here we go. We're running out of time for recording today, so we're going to talk about An Unhurried Life. Let's take a look at that.
You went right into it. Way to go.
Why not? Just dive right in. Now we're kibitzing and we're going to stop again. So no, we're not. We're going to dive right back into it. So An Unhurried Life, great book if you haven't given it a look.
Yep.
It's
Fadling.
Alan Fadling, yeah. A book that we read as part of our ordination process and everything else. One of my favorite stories about the book is our lead pastor, Dennis. He told me one time he loved the book, and he had recommended it to a bunch of guys at a round table, and they were like, you should talk about that and, kind of present on this book, An Unhurried Life. And he really wanted to refresh himself on it so that he could, have it fresh and talk about it. And he said, so I had forgotten to do that during the week, and I just didn't have time. So much was going on. So I sped read through it on the plane. I was like, that is hilarious. I had to speed read through An Unhurried Life
To present on it. Let me tell you all about it.
how to live an unhurried life. So,
Yeah.
so good. But yeah, so anyway, it's, we've talked previously about finding rest and things like that. And so I think this is a little bit of a different conversation.
Sure.
Because I think rest is something that comes when we've moved at a pace or we've exerted so much effort that we're going, I need to stop and take some rest. But I think there's a kind of step back a little further. There's the ability to move throughout all of our life. We may still need rest. We still will need rest, but to move at a different pace, especially than we see in our society around us.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's exactly true. Based on what we see around us, everybody's going a million miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
No signs of stopping
Nope.
anytime soon. Everything moves so fast. When families begin to start having kids and they're growing up,
Mm-hmm.
well, Mommy, I want to play baseball, soccer, football,
Right.
and
Yep.
golf. And it's like,
Why don't we choose one of those?
but that doesn't happen very often.
No.
It's like, okay, I want to give the best for my child. I want to give everything.
Right.
And, what starts at least as this honest sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
now you're beginning to be pulled a bunch of different directions as if you weren't probably moving fast already.
Mm-hmm.
At the point that becomes like an okay step that you'd be willing to take,
Right.
chances are you're already speeding through life. Work
Right.
is fast. Think about how often people are late to work or
Yep.
barely on time to work every day,
Yeah.
and they're just rushing everywhere.
Right.
It's all too common. It's literally everywhere, and you begin to get worse versions of people
Mm-hmm.
because you're living in some fashion of like frantic nature.
Right. It's almost like being in a hurried fashion. When you're in a hurried fashion, there's almost this, I think it triggers a similar feeling in us, like a crisis does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this has to be handled. Oh my gosh, this just occurred and I'm really worried about it or anything else. So there's a false crisis. You can't get rid of it. Because if you have a real crisis of the car broke down, I have to figure out how to get to work and things like that, those are things that may jump you suddenly. You have to weigh through, but you can problem solve and get through that. But when you're in hurry, then it's just with you. And unless you're intentional about going, not the thing in front of you, but going, I have to address my entire pace, my entire approach on things. If you don't do that, then this false crisis just stays with you. There's this uneasiness, this tension in you all the time, motoring you forward down the way. And, you know, as we have different groups going through ordination, we have a group just went through an Unhurried Life last month as part of our lay leader ordination group. And we talked about the fact that think about when you ask people, how was your day? If you ask, how was your day, the vast majority of people are going to tell you one of two words. It was, so busy. Yeah. And, you know, oh, man, I was rushing and hurrying. You know, so there are either these frantic motion words or we categorize our day as busy. And it's an unfortunate thing that we're actually now in a process that we're no longer going, hey, how was your day? And somebody goes, busy. You go, oh, no, I'm so sorry about that. Now we're at a point where we go, yeah, I know. And,
me too.
And now here's my story about how I'm busy.
Yeah. You think you're busy.
Right. Yeah, we had to take Jimmy to soccer and Janie over to swimming. And, you know, and we had 28 things going on. And there was a pile up on the, you know, the interstate, and you go, okay, you win. You had a busier day than us. And so in our household, we don't use the word busy anymore because we realize that if you use the word busy, if you use the word hurry, any of those things, it starts that process. So as my wife and I will talk, I go,
creates tension.
Yeah. So how was your day? And if I had a lot of meetings and I was doing things, then you go, I had a very full day. Yeah, it was full. There was no downtime in it or anything else, but I moved, hopefully, at the right pace from activity to activity, and my day was full, but I was never hurried or busy during any of it, hopefully.
What about the word hectic?
Oh, that feels awful, too.
Yeah, feels awful. Is that one you would use if you felt like you were...
Yeah, if it was
rushed?
bad, you know, in my case, you know, busy sounds like, you know, oh, we're a busy family.
Right.
It's an attribute where you're sitting here thinking almost as if it's a virtue.
It's a word.
We have
of
a lot
pride.
going on. Yeah,
it is a word of pride, especially in our culture. You strive to be busy because busy means I'm important, I matter,
I have
am
things
needed,
to do.
I got stuff going on.
Right.
And so you feel like you always have this social upper hand if you're busy. Well, you don't. Everybody is busy.
Yeah.
And so
I think hectic, I think would be a fair word to use for me if you're saying something went wrong with the day.
I felt rushed.
Yes, things were happening that were kind of outside of where I wanted to be. And you know what? I didn't get ahead of them, didn't grab hold of them, or I didn't, you know, take some ownership over them. My day ended up being really hectic. It went crazy, you know. And so, yeah, I think that is supposed to be an anomaly that said, because if not, we were living in a life where you go, how was your day? Oh, busy. How was your day? Oh, the same. It's busy. And you can hear it in your voice. How was your day? I had a very full day. We had a lot going on. You know, I met with Zach about this, met with, you know, the team about this and that. And, you know, I had things that happened all day long, and it was a good day. It was a full day, though. And you go, okay, how was your day? It's busy. You can just hear it in your voice. It's like, I'm tired from it.
Yeah, busy always comes out mid-exhale.
Right.
Busy. With a shrug of the shoulders.
Yeah.
And one, I'm either in a safe enough spot where I say it in such a way that I want you to feel sorry for me.
That's true.
Or
no lie there.
I say it in such a way that I want you to be proud or impressed.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Yeah, you're
you
right.
Either shrug your shoulders up or you drop them down. But both
shoulders
of them,
are involved.
Shoulders are happening, and there's some negative angle, whether we like it or not. I think deep down,
I agree.
When we say that like that, it's like, no, I'm busy.
I hadn't thought about that.
Use it as an excuse.
Yep.
I'm busy. I'm too busy.
Yeah,
I'm too busy.
Couldn't be involved with anything else. I'm
couldn't
too busy.
Possibly.
I couldn't.
And the reality is, I think a lot of people feel I couldn't possibly add another thing.
Yep.
Now, as soon as you find a thing that you are really intrigued and interested in, we make it happen. And we keep adding on to noise and pace and all of this stuff. And it just creates a constant life pattern of chaos.
Right. Yeah.
And I think we see with Jesus that is not what he desires for any of us. He desires us to engage just like he did in retreat, in times away, in times of solitude,
Right.
in moments of peacefulness and true rest.
Right. Yeah. And he had, as we see him live out an example for us of an unhurried life. And, if you actually look at the book, it uses Jesus as a model all the way through. And when you look at it, it talks about his rhythm, and you would go, Jesus had a very full day. He had a message, and it took most of the day. And we even see at the point where we're at the feeding of the 5,000, it's like they've been hanging out with him all day. It's like, that's going to be a full day if you're teaching all day long to folks. And then at that moment, there are still points where he feels compassion on folks. He has enough margin. He's been moving at the right pace that he goes, I feel compassion for him, so I think we should do something to help them out and to give them a meal. And you don't think about it. At least I don't usually. You think about the fact that, Jesus fed 5,000. You go, well, there's some miraculous stuff involved. He still ripped and tore bread and everything else to feed over 5,000 people. I've worked in restaurants before, and I haven't had a 5,000 customer rush ever. And I can only imagine, the shoulder pain. But,
Depends what kind of bread it is, to be honest.
Fair. But, as he's still doing things. And yet when it's time, but you never see him like, hey, guys, okay, let's wrap this message up. We got to get to the next thing. You've never heard him say that. We're in a hurry to go here. As a matter of fact, you've talked about in a recent, you've talked about in a recent episode about, Mary and Martha being, disappointed, and Jesus was going somewhere and he didn't hurry. There are times people wanted him to hurry.
Hello, Lazarus, brother.
Yeah. He goes, I'm doing a thing.
Dying. You're like,
I'm doing a thing.
I'll get there when I get there.
Right. And I think one of the things in our culture, I love the way you pointed that out, that when I'm saying busy, so much of what we try and talk about between you and I is about heart level stuff. Yeah, you can have the externals, but let's go deeper and figure something out. And so if I look at the heart level, I want you sorry for me or proud of me. Mm-hmm. That's a fair assessment. And I think culturally, we don't like or agree with the idea of relaxing. Relaxing is for when you go on vacation. So when you've burned yourself at both ends and you're just absolutely fried, then you go take a vacation. That's where you get to relax. I think in our culture, relaxing feels like laziness.
Yeah, and let's be really honest.
Yeah, I know
we don't relax when we go on vacation.
No, I've got to get all the things done there, too.
That is some junk. We got to cram in all the relaxing we possibly can. I need to relax by the pool. I need to go see Disney. I need to go I need to see all the sights. Everybody, gets to pick the one thing they want that day.
We got all the way here.
We did all the things now.
Yeah.
And so there's this pressure. There's the more and more I get the opportunity to take time off.
Right.
And I still like seeing other places and experiencing other things. It is one of the things that draws me. I'm a golfer. One of the things that draws me to golf is it is an extended amount of time doing one thing.
Right.
I love that for me. It slows me down.
Yeah.
But
if you're doing it well, it shouldn't be very hurried.
Yeah. That depends. Some people are like, hey, hurry it up.
That's why I said,
like,
if you're doing it well.
Yeah, true.
Caveat, if you're well.
But yeah, we try and cram so much when we're on a vacation, a rest. And I used to say, like, I'm awful at taking naps. Like, naps, it's a waste of time. Mm-hmm. I could be getting some stuff done.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bing, red flag. At least listen to what you said.
Right.
Backpedal a little bit.
Right.
Now process. Why did I say that? Where'd that come from? Why is it a weakness to take naps?
Mm-hmm.
Because I could be maximizing.
Yep.
The truth for me that I've discovered is that I live in a pattern of work hard, play hard.
Yeah, you talked about that. Yeah.
And it's because I want to experience fullness. I want to get a little bit of all the things.
Right.
But what happens is you never are refueling, and it leads to really bad decisions in life. Could be catastrophic, could feel minor, but I think they begin building on each other because we're not refueling properly. We're not creating spaces. I would nap 2 to 3 times a year, and it's more like a small coma. When I
remember
go
saying that.
down, I'm out. See you
Right.
tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.
It's kind of like going to bed at 2 p.m.
That's a nap. That's a serious one.
No, it's comatose. It is deep sleep.
But you've gotten yourself to a point where you need that much rest. Instead of taking smaller doses of rest as you need, moving at a different pace, you've played hard and worked hard so much, you go, burnt out,
It's
boom.
closer to passing out than it
Yeah.
is. I think I'll
Take
I
a
could
little
use a
nap.
little rest.
Nope, I've got no more go in me.
Yeah.
This is it. I'm hopefully going to make it to the couch before I just hit floor. Yeah.
Why is he laying on the carpet? He didn't make it to the couch.
That's it. Clock was up, and
Yeah.
he spent all of it he
Nap
had.
started ticking.
Right.
But yeah, we just go at such a crazy pace. I remember you and I talking about this book years ago when we went through it, and we had talked about that you should have the ability. I think we were talking specifically about like the way that we create and schedule meetings in our day.
Okay.
So, for instance, this is a really helpful tool. Let's say I have a meeting from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. That is an often and normal meeting on our schedule.
Yep.
9 to 11
Okay.
with a specific team. And then somebody says, hey, do you have some time? You go, I got a meeting from 9 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm free at 11. I go, okay, cool. Let's meet at 11.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. In comes issue. Am I meeting in the exact same room that I'm in now?
Right.
Probably not. Even if you were,
Mm-hmm.
it creates no space, no break.
Right.
And
You didn't
so
process the last meeting, put it away.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you can't prioritize. So what happens is now from the beginning of your day, you're behind.
Mm-hmm.
From the beginning of your day, you are set behind. And so now I have booked myself at 11. I wrap up at 11:05 because nobody finishes on time in the meeting.
Right.
And so now you text after your meeting.
Right.
After you're already late, you
Yeah,
say, hey,
sorry,
I'm running
I'm
a few
late.
behind.
Mm-hmm.
What that means is I'll be there in 20 minutes. And it's like, oh, it's not
Yeah.
good. It doesn't honor ourselves. It doesn't
No.
honor other people.
Yeah, it just cascades.
And yeah,
It gets
and
worse
it just
and worse.
it compounds and it gets worse and
Yeah.
worse. So I remember talking about the ability that we should have. One, just good tool, create space in between your meetings.
Yeah.
Make and work for moments. So if I get done at 11, I can meet at 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
That's giving me buffer. It's not gonna.
Yep.
We live in a smallish enough city.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't take me that long to drive most places. But you should have the capacity to roll down your windows while you're driving
I know you love this move.
and just
like a kid.
wave
Yeah.
your hand, wave your arm in the wind. If this is like, for me at least,
Uh-huh.
and I know this is not universal, for me this is a sign
Uh-huh.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
I'm just vibing on the open road. The air, me and my arm are having a great time.
Right.
And it's just a motion that communicates he's relaxed.
Yeah.
He is comfortable. He is settled.
Yeah.
He's centered.
Yeah, and I think being relaxed is important because a lot of times we take relaxed with sitting around, napping, but our pace, our inner self should be relaxed because I guarantee that if you're relaxed, your responses towards outside stimulus, towards the next request, towards the next problem, towards a person who needs something, all those things, you have more margin and you have a better response because you're relaxed as opposed to, nope, I'm behind on 3 meetings already. I'm 3 laps down in the race for the day and I'm running ahead.
Yep.
And you go, honestly, I don't have time for you now. And so, as we think through things, I think it's not only, a positive thing like relax. I think there's some lies that we believe organizationally as people, but things that we believe that are lies about moving fast. I think in a lot of cases we think fast is more efficient, and I think we believe we get more done when we're fast. The thing is we're more prone to mistakes. We're prone to overlook things. Oh, I didn't get that done. I forgot about that part of the project.
Which is going to happen all the time when you're living in a hurried life.
Yeah, I've got to get this done because part of my my hope is I'm going to catch back up and get back on track.
Right.
So I have to hurry this activity. And so, I'm going to move through that as quickly as I can, but you're going to make mistakes. You're going to forget things. Heaven forbid, at some moment in that, all of a sudden somebody goes, hey, I need your input on this. Now you're making a decision while you're hurried.
Mm-hmm.
And, our focus is drained, and none of those things become fruitful. Like we talked about with our team, the difference between being efficient and being effective. Effectiveness happens at a relaxed, metered pace. Efficient seems like it happens when you're fast. You're cutting corners, you're making things just happen, but you lose, I think, effectiveness in the long run.
Mm-hmm. I think that's true. When I had a really genius thought, I just lost it.
Man, they're not going anywhere yet.
I know.
You know what? I'm not in a hurry. It's okay.
Man, this is brutal. I felt relaxed too.
I am right now.
It's a bad deal.
Yeah, feels all right.
I don't know.
She thinks you're hilarious.
I got
right
nothing
now.
right now.
You got nothing.
Fleeting thought flies away like butterfly. That's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, you watch it. You go, oh wow. You can't watch butterflies in a hurry. Can't do that.
That's true.
Got to watch them relaxed.
The reality is you get a version of people that nobody wants when you live in that mode.
Right.
You're going to get snappy version of me. You're going to get rushed version of me. I'm not gonna care for you like a person like I should.
Right.
I don't have the time to do that.
Right. Yeah, and that's a great question. Think, so you guys think about someone you know. So just think about someone else for a minute who is very hurried. And if it's someone in your family, imagine what they're like around you while they're in a rush. They're trying to rush out the door. We're in a hurry to leave for our vacation. Dadgummit, we have to hurry now so we can rest. Yeah, you're going to rest when you get there, sure. Or you see somebody zipping around the office. They're in and out of things. They're barking orders. They're things like that. So just imagine that person who is hurrying to the point that you just made. How drawn are you to that person? How attractive does that seem? How comfortable do you seem around that person? Now remember, that person's also you. That you did the exact same thing. Yep. So now as people look at you, they don't suddenly go, yeah, but you hurry really well. You're the best hurrier I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You're still with it together. You're the most effective. Actually, you know what? I like you better when you hurry. Yeah. I doubt that's true.
Yeah.
And so, as we kind of wrap up the conversation, as soon as we're done recording, you're going to remember your genius idea.
Probably.
And I'll know it. And
I'll write it in the comments.
There
It'll
you go.
Be great.
There you go. But I think one of the most important things for us as followers of Christ is as we hurry, we begin to outpace God. There are things that he wants to walk with us, and when we just go and jump on our running shoes, he's like, I'm walking down the road, and you go, well, I'm running. And you go, well, I'll see you when I get there. And I think there are things that we have to realize that we want God to be with us. We'll pray for God's blessing and his favor on things, but when we're running too fast, he's like, I'm not going to bless that. And, we want him to. Hey, I'm doing a lot for you. He goes, I didn't ask for that. I'd rather you were just hanging out here with me. And that doesn't excuse us from doing things. Right. But it's at the right pace.
Yeah, and I know we're running out of time. We keep yapping. The unhurried life is not also a pass to be late, to be lazy.
Right, no.
To set yourself behind and just say, hey, I'm not hurried at all. It is not that. You can be assertive in an unhurried life.
Yep.
You can be fully effective, and chances are you'll be more effective than
no doubt
than you ever experienced prior.
Right.
You will accomplish so much more, and it's going to be a better product, whatever it is that you're working on or doing.
No doubt.
But in finding the balance, it doesn't mean that you just show up 15 minutes late and I don't care because hey, I'm just vibing on life here. That's not it. We still have to be respectful of people,
right.
Honor people's time, but within that, create space so that you can be truly unhurried. Allow yourself to slow down, prioritize, create schedules that give you the ability to process, to debrief, and to live in a healthy, unhurried pace, because I promise life gets better when we slow down, when we have the ability to breathe in and throughout the day. So ask questions, keep the conversation going. This is a great topic to talk about. But for today, that's what we know.
Don't forget to check the comments for Zach's genius idea later on, too.
Fair.
This has been another episode of the Beyond Sunday podcast. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe.